Alright guys, hey, thanks for tuning in. Welcome back for another episode. This episode we're going to be going over the day trades that I took in my paper trading account. For those of you guys who haven't watched a previous video, I'm doing paper trading for the next week. And we're going to play it by ear and see how I do this week and think about going live possibly next week. Alright, so I don't know if I mentioned before, but I was a little off this morning, and I I with the swing trading, I mentioned before I don't like to hold swing positions, and because it distracts me from what I'm trying to watch during the day. So I had stocks over here that you can see that I had for pre-market ALXN, CLX, EOLS, and Pizza. I believe that's Papa John's. I had those on my watch list, but I failed to even watch them at all because I was too busy watching CGC, Nvidia, and Cron because I had my swing positions in CGC and Nvidia. So let's go ahead and that's mistake number one, and I'm really going to try to cut the swing trading out altogether. So all I have is that USO oil position, and I'll probably get rid of that soon if it doesn't move. And yeah, so I'm going to be day trading mainly. So let's get into the CGC trade. Okay, I wasn't even watching CGC and Nvidia that much pre-market because I was actually watching these stocks over here pre-market, setting up levels. But once the market opened up, I started watching these stocks. So not great. I don't have that many screens, so I can't watch everything. And guys, I could try to. I could break things up and do that, but I've done that before. It doesn't work that well. For me personally, I need to be watching 2 to 3 stocks tops. Plus, I got the other 3 indices. I got the SPY, the Dow, and the the Nasdaq. And so I only want to watch 3 stocks tops. Besides that, so I was watching this because I had this open position, options position, and I was just because I was watching, I also seen day trade opportunities. So I got in. Anyhow, I got in 300 shares at 49.39 right here above VWAP, and VWAP is at 49.30. So yeah, and I would have had that's a pretty tight stop loss. I assume I had, and I sold for a loss. So I just jumped into this trade. I didn't even have a game plan. As you can see, I don't even have any levels marked off. This is a stupid trade. Um, so yeah, that's unfortunate. Sorry, that's actually the wrong. Oh yeah, so I lost $21 on that trade. So okay, so let's just go ahead and move on to the next trade. So my reward would have been up here at 49.71. I just want to do this, and then my risk is down here. I bought it 39, so it's a 10-cent risk. So 10 times 3. So I'm risking $30 to make. So I stuck to my stop loss. I risked $30 there. I stopped out for $21, so I stopped out a little early. I could have, and then I was going for 40 cents there. I'm sorry, 20 cents. So 2 to 1. I want to get a better risk reward than that. So that wasn't a good trade. I mean, it was decent. I'll try to get better. So the next trade. Actually, that was the second trade. The first trade was Nvidia, because I was also watching this. And so I saw it, usually when it moves up strong like this, I noticed that it'll dump down and then it'll reverse and go up just like this. So I got in anticipating the bounce, I guess, off this 200 moving average, but I got shook out, as you can see. So I have written down here that I took a stop loss after the fact. So I just jumped in this trade. This is a bad trade. I lost $68 on this trade. Terrible trade here. I know I could have gotten a better entry. So lost $68 on that trade. And then I jumped back in here. I went long here. Only 100 shares. And then I scaled out here. And I scaled in. And I took 50 off here. So I got 100 shares, 146.96. My stop loss would have been a break below here, so that's 30-cent stop loss. Oh no, obviously my stop loss was not there. I held through a lot of chop here, and I'm not even setting stop losses really, so that's not good. But I did hold through this consolidation period, and I ended up selling 50 at 147.99 for over $1 gain. So that would be a $50 profit locked in there. And then once it had consolidated and showed strength again, that's when I added another 50. And then I took 50 off, it took 50 off, scaled out on the way up. I don't like this because I'm taking 100 shares at small share size. I'm racking up commission fees. For TD Ameritrade, this is $6 a trade. So, although on all this, I ended up making $184 on these trades. And then you can see I took a little trade here later, but I stopped out. I stopped out pretty quick for a 14-cent loss on 100 shares, so a $14 loss. But yeah, so all in all, today I think I was break even. So I broke even today. Flat, which this is kind of par for the course recently. For the past 2 weeks, I've been really break even on my paper trading, but I've been sticking true to the share size and trying to keep the psychology part and everything. You know, I take the share size that I'm going to take once I start my live account that I already have opened up. I just haven't used it yet. So we'll see. We'll keep it up. I didn't want to overtrade today. Alright guys, I have one more trade on Cron. I said I made $184 on that last trade on NVIDIA, but I gave it most of it back here on this trade on Cron on a breakout trade. So it was curling up here, and I took 500 shares at 24.50, at 24.61, and my stop loss I remember was at 24 below 24.50. So that's where I set my stop loss, and I set it so tight simply because I went such big a share size. It was a very stupid trade. So I obviously got stomped hard on this trade, and I had a 10-cent stop loss at 500 shares, so my max loss should have been $50. but what happened was it dropped so hard, I stopped out at 24.44. So I stopped out all the way down here, 6 cents below my stop loss. So I lost $85 on that trade, but at least I stopped out as quick as I could, so that's good. So I didn't take a massive loss. That would have been a huge loss. And actually, later on in the day, I haven't been following. A lot of traders will be in groups, and it's good to kind of be in a group of traders so you can hear what other people are trading and stuff, but you never really want to follow other traders to a certain degree, but you can take ideas from them. But it's funny because after later on in the day, after this had happened, and about 3:30, I checked my email, and I got an email from a guy in a group, a Connor Polifrone, and he had suggested in the group that he was shorting the stock up here, and I already had heard from him that this big short seller, Citron Research, had already claimed that they had started shorting the stock, and I've been talking about this stock all week in my previous videos about how it's way overextended and due for a pullback, and what do? I still go long right here. What an idiot. But that's why I did set a 10-cent stop loss on that trade. That's probably another reason why, and I'm just going off this little tiny curl here, and I'm just looking for a very short scalp. That's all I was doing, is doing a scalp when normally those are kind of high percentage. But in the same token, guys, I'm not taking the bigger picture. I got to take a step back, taking the bigger picture. And, yeah. So that's that trade. And now I just want to talk a little bit about the psychology of trading. So just like it's one of the biggest struggles I'm going on with right now is knowing when to take your profits. Like I said in this NVIDIA trade that in previous videos, I'm looking for a gap close reversal. I don't want to sell down below here. I want the gap to close. And I already locked in my profits down here. I need to let this other one ride. But what did I do? I sold early before, I sold out. The stock was still strong. It still was a free contract. But in the same token, I guess I'm banking that maybe we'll have a pullback, a little bit of a pullback, maybe tomorrow, and I can get it at a cheaper price. Because I've seen that happen so many times. So this constant battle in your mind. There's no right. I mean, even when you sell a stock and it keeps running, it doesn't. I mean, you can't beat yourself up over it because it's gonna happen. I mean, see, I'm selling early. I could have held it up for more on each day, but I'm selling early, so we'll see. I need to keep a level head, and yeah, guys, let me know what you think. Let me know what kind of videos you want to see. Let me know if you got any suggestions. And yeah, see you on the next video.